Good morning, children. This is Vedagopal for Little Hearts Publications with EVS Book 3, Unit 2, Our Helping Hands, in which the Lesson 3, People Who Help Us. What are called helping hands? Or who are called our helpers? Children, do you know the meaning of help? Okay, let us discuss people who help us in this lesson. Before we go into the details of the lesson, let us see what are the different occupations of people, what is work at home, who are called social workers or working children. These are the things we are going to discuss in this particular lesson. Okay, children? Different occupations. If at all we want to know the different occupations, we should also know the meaning of occupation. Who are the different people who help you in different ways in your day-to-day activities other than your parents or other family members? Suppose you are sick, you are suffering from fever. Who helps you to become well again? A doctor. So, doctor is our helper. In the same way, when your hair grows long, you go to a barber to get it cut, to trim it. So, a barber is also our helper. When something catches fire, that means we will call a fire engine. Firefighters come there to put out the fire and save us from death. So, firefighters also are our helpers. And some people work in offices. When we want some work to be done, we go to the officers and they do the work for us. In the same way, teachers work in schools. They teach the students different things. Farmers grow crops and they grow food grains for us. Okay, children. In the same way, there is a lot of furniture in your house. That furniture is made by the carpenter. So you might have seen some workers there at your house cleaning the utensils, washing the floor, sweeping the floors, washing clothes. These are servant maids. These are also our helpers. So, the moment we get up to help us, there are many hands, many people. Of course, some of them offer their services willingly. Some of them offer their services when we pay them the money. Suppose when you go to a barber to cut your hair, he charges some money. So, we have to pay the money to get our hair cut by the barber. When you go to a doctor, you have to pay the fee to the doctor because he is going to treat you of your illness. Okay, children? So, we are going to learn about the different kinds of helpers that we have in our day-to-day life. And everybody we talked about now, whether it is a barber or officer or a teacher or a doctor or a firefighter or a carpenter, why do they do all the works that are assigned to them? Why do they do different works there? To earn money. Yes, of course. All of us do different works to earn money. Okay, children. So, we can say a work done, any work that we do to earn money is called occupation. So, let us come to this particular first point here. Any work done to earn money is called an occupation. Any work you take up. So, do all the people take up the same occupation? Children, there is a question for you. Do all the people take up the same profession? Or all the people around you are barbers, or doctors, or engineers, or carpenters, or firefighters? No. Different people have different abilities. They have different choices to make. They can choose any profession or any occupation they like, or they can choose any profession or occupation they are good at according to their own abilities. That is the reason why we find different people doing different kinds of jobs as per their interests. In which job or profession or occupation they are interested, people take up that particular profession or occupation. It all depends on their interest. So let us learn now about some people and their works. You can see there are some pictures given in this page and the next page also about different people and how they help us. For example, a farmer grows food grains for us. What do you eat every day? What is needed for you to get energy and strength? You eat food. You need food to get energy and strength. We all need it, of course. All living beings need food to survive. And who grows that food for us? You know, children? A farmer grows food for us. Farmers grow crops. Those crops are harvested and we get the food. A postman brings letters from different parts of the country or the city or town or the state and brings us the letters or parcels, whatever is addressed to us. In the same way, a barber cuts our hair when it grows long. When you want to get your clothes stitched, you go to a tailor. So a tailor stitches our clothes. A carpenter makes furniture for us. Electrician repairs electrical fittings like switchboards, electric fans, TV, refrigerator or AC. All these electrical fittings are repaired by an electrician. In the same way, teachers teaches in a school to the students. A doctor runs a hospital and he treats the sick people or people who are suffering from different kinds of illnesses. A nurse gives medicines or injections to the patients in a hospital. What does a nurse do? A nurse gives medicines or injections to the patients in a hospital. You might have seen some people sweeping the floor, municipality workers sweeping the floors or roads. They are called sweepers. So a sweeper sweeps the streets to keep the streets clean and tidy. When you want to eat biscuits or breads or cakes, you need to go to a baker. A baker makes or bakes breads, cakes and biscuits. Everybody likes biscuits, children, isn't it? If there is a leakage in your tap or pipes there in your house, a plumber repairs them. Plumber is a person who repairs broken pipes or pipes which are leaking or taps which are leaking out water. And when your car or a bicycle or a bike gets repaired, you go to a mechanic. Mechanic also is a helper who helps us to set the car or bike or bicycle right by repairing those things. So sometimes there are thieves who steal the things from our house when we are sleeping. To catch thieves, there are policemen. In the same way, a potter makes pots for us. See how many helpers are there for us, and how many people and how many different ways these people help us. You can understand from this. Look at that picture again, you can understand it clearly. So different pictures are given there of those helpers. So all these people we talk about now, whether it is a tailor or a carpenter or an electrician or a farmer or nurse or a doctor or a teacher, whoever it is, these people provide services to us. They are called community helpers. People who help us or who offer or provide services to us are called community helpers. So we pay for the services they render. Of course, as I told you, we need to pay them the amount when they render the services for us, when they provide service for us, when they offer us their services for us, whether it's a carpenter or a mechanic, we pay the money to them, right? Yes. And so, because they help us in different ways, we should respect all these community helpers. Should we respect them or not, children? If there is no plumber to repair the pipes, all the water gets leaked out in your house. What is the use then? You have to take the service of a plumber. So should we respect these social workers or community helpers or not? Yes, we should help them. But there are some people who offer their services to the society without taking money. Okay, children? Some people work selflessly without expecting anything. Selflessly means without expecting money or anything, and for the betterment of society. Some people offer their services selflessly, means without expecting money, and for the good of the society. They are called social workers. What are they called? Social workers, because they help the society in different ways but without charging any money. For the betterment of the society they work. Some famous social workers are there. For example, Mother Teresa, very well known Indian social worker who helped the poor people throughout her life. She was even given the Nobel Peace Prize for her services to the poorest of the poor people. Selfless service. Selfless service means free service. And Medha Parker is a social worker who worked for the betterment of our environment. Another famous social worker we have in our country is Medha Parker, who works for the betterment of environment. Okay, now we also do, whether parents or our family members or we ourselves, children, we do different kinds of works there at home. Do we do or not? Do you help your parents? In what ways? In a family, we all live together. And all the members of the family help each other in different ways by doing small jobs, small works at home. Do we do small works at home or not? Suppose your mother wants you to ask to get a milk packet. You go to the nearby shop and get a milk packet from there. So that is a way how you help your parents by doing some small jobs. So people living in a family together, they help they help each other in different ways by doing small jobs at home. This not only makes the work easier but also faster. So when all the people in a family do different jobs, the work becomes faster and easier. If only one member of the family works, how much time it takes? It takes a lot of time, and one member only cannot do all the jobs at home. So we share the work there. We share different works there at home. That's the reason why each and every family member plays an important role in a family. For example, in most of the families, father goes out to work and earns money. Okay. In most of the houses, we see mothers doing the household work like cleaning, washing, mopping the floors, or cooking, like that. But in some families, we see mothers also going to a job, working at some office or school or something. But grandparents mostly stay at home because they do not have any other work to do. They help in small works like teaching grandchildren, telling them the stories, and of course playing with their grandchildren. Do you play with your grandparents, children? Do you like to play with your grandparents or not? Of course, you like to play with them, they also like to play with you. Not only that, they tell you now and then stories. They help you in learning the things. Children, you also play a very important role in the family. For example, you help your parents in doing small jobs like cleaning the dining table, watering the plants there in the garden, and of course keeping your things, means your slippers or your school bag or your books in their right places, or bringing anything from the nearby shops. All these things, do you do or not? There are many things that children do there at home to help their parents, like watering the plants in the garden, cleaning the dining table, or sweeping the floor sometimes if they are girl children, mopping the floor, and keeping the things in the right places, bringing the things from the nearby shop, etc. There are so many things that children do for their families. Now finally, working children. It's not about the children who do different jobs in their own houses. There are some children who are forced to work in somebody's house to clean the utensils, to wash their clothes, because they are poor. Their parents are unable to send them to schools. Such children who are below the age of 14, when they are made to work, sometimes you see small children working in big shopping malls, cycle shops, factories, hotels, railway stations, or some small kirana shops. These children you find working there. Why? And what are they called? They are called child labor. They are called child labor. Those children who are under 14 years of age, if they work there in some other places for earning money, they are called child labor. Because their parents cannot send them to schools due to lack of money or because of their poor economic standards. So, what are the jobs that these children do generally? Like selling newspapers, washing the cars there, and washing utensils in some houses, at some people's homes. And some of the children work in factories and hotels also to help their parents to earn money, so that they also can get basic needs like food, clothing and shelter. These are forced to do there. They do not want to do the work, but it is a crime also. Engaging children under 14 years of age for any kind of work in any place like a factory or a hotel, it's a crime. So the government is trying its best to put an end to the child labor. Those who are engaging children under 14 years of age for any work, they are strictly punished by the law, by the government. And not only that, for all children who are till 14 years of age, they have that right to education. Means children till 14 years of age, all the children in our country are provided with free education. Remember this, children. So, if you see any child working in any place, don't allow them to do the work. Ask them, their parents, or convince their parents to join them in the schools and study as you are doing there in different schools. Okay, children? With that, we come to the end of the lesson. We come to the end of this lesson, and the key for these exercises will be sent to you through WhatsApp. Thank you.